Hi, I'm Jason Inman.
And I'm Ashley Victoria Robinson.
And this is DCTV Recap, the show where we talk about the DCTV shows of the CW at the same time as answering your Q&As. That's right, we're the show about letters. This week is going to be very Arrow themed, even though I'm wearing a Flash t-shirt, but just go with me. And you're wearing a Wolverine t-shirt where it has nothing to do.
I'm wearing a Geek History Lesson t-shirt.
That's right, you can find that at tpublic.com. Just look for Jawan, Geek History Lesson, something. You'll find it. But this episode is sponsored by the amazing Stardust.
Ooh.
If you don't know what Stardust is an app that has partnered up with us to help you bring you these DCTV videos, and it's an app that you can find on your smartphone. You can find it in the iOS and the Android stores. You download it, and you can record a video. I don't know if you know what a video is.
What's a video?
It is a video. It is a moving painting of still pictures, Ashley.
Cool.
Yes. They did
24 per second.
They did one of a horse a long time ago, and it blew people's minds.
And a train coming.
And a train, and it freaked people out. Well, this one, on this app, you download this app. You make a moving picture of yourself talking about other moving pictures, including television and movies and moving trains if you like. And, you know, your thoughts go directly to the internet, and you can react to it. Also, there's a link in the description. Go download that link. Click on that link. Download the app of Stardust. Follow me on Stardust because I told you about it, friends. Come on, help a guy out. And, you know, if you tag me in your reactions, I'll use them in the video. Then some people have tagged us in the reactions.
Nice.
And they're Arrow reactions because we're doing Arrow themed.
Dun 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 dun
yes.
dun dun dun.
But before we get to Arrow, we have to do another piece of business here. We're going to be at Wizard World Portland this weekend at booth 1220. That's April 13th, 14th, and 15th. We're going to be there all 3 days. We have 2 panels. On Saturday, April 14th, from 12:30 in room E142, Ashley and I are going to be writing for comics, the Writing for Comics panel with the amazing Victor Dandridge.
We love him.
And then also I will be moderating a panel on Saturday at 3 o'clock in the Portland Ballroom of Ezra Miller and Ray Fisher, the Flash and Cyborg from Justice League.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I'm very
So if you're excited about that, then, you know, come by that panel and get you some Justice League stuff. But Wizard World Portland, we'll see you this weekend. All right, first question comes from Justin is a Square, one of our favorite DCTV commenters. Will we ever see Justin Hartley, Smallville's Oliver Queen, cameo in Arrow? Okay, now this is a question that is from an old video, but I've been saving it for the right time because I love this question here. First off, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Smallville. And I really liked the Green Arrow on Smallville. Justin Hartley was a good Green Arrow. Now, is he as good as Stephen Amell? Well, different show, but...
tough to say, too.
No, he's not. But his Green Arrow was one of the best things on Smallville. And when Green Arrow came onto Smallville in season 6, it actually really helped revitalize the show, leading to the Justice League season on Smallville.
He's also gone on to become a really good actor in This Is Us.
Also, his Green Arrow costume is pretty damn cool.
I mean, they kind of put it in the comics.
It's really cool. Designed by the amazing Andy Poon, who we've had on this show before.
Yes.
So, should Justin Hartley be on Arrow? The answer is yes, he should be. But will he? I sadly think the answer is probably no, unless they can sort of convince him to do some sort of multiversal cameo in like one of the crossovers. To be honest with you, I think the best shot we have of seeing him is if they ever do a sequence like Barry running through the timeline again and we see those images. That's the first time we saw John Wesley Shipp, remember, in the Flash costume, that he could flash across there. What do you think? Justin Hartley on Arrow.
I'd be down for it, and I have an idea of if I were given the reins where I would like to put him.
Ashley, you're given the reins.
Since he is, thank you, he is the original. Or like this, English, you hold them in one hand.
We don't count that here in America.
I guess not. You were only colonized by them. Since he is the first live-action Green Arrow in the CW universe, one might say that he is the father of this figure. Now, Oliver Queen has a father.
Robert Queen.
Robert Queen. I would love to see Justin Hartley play either Robert in a flashback.
Ooh.
If we had a Robert-centric episode.
A Robert Moira flashback.
Or alternate Earth Robert, where he's the Green Arrow.
Oh, like he's the Earth 2 Green Arrow. Which we know Robert Queen is the Arrow on that Earth.
So then you get the idea that, like, he's the proto-Green Arrow. He's the legacy character to Stephen Amell's
I gotta say this, and this is why I love when you co-host the show with me. I think your Justin Hartley as flashback Robert Queen is inspired.
Oh, thank you.
And I think
Arrow can hire me at any time.
Man, that works, right? I think that totally works.
I thought a lot about this.
That really works. You know, that's it. That's how you do it. And if you don't do it, Arrow writers, well, then I hate you. No, I don't. I hate you. I'll still watch the show.
Yeah,
all right, so we have a bunch of Stardust reactions from last week's Arrow, Brothers in Arms, which is the big Diggle and Oliver, fighty.
Don't fight.
We had a lot of thoughts about it. Let's see if you guys have lots of thoughts about it.
A great episode. I like the facts they were showing in all the scenes and stuff, different scenes. I think the reason why Diggle's all focused on this Arrow suit is because he heard about his son. You remember a Flashpoint when when Barry switched time, he had a daughter, so now he has a son, and he heard about his son being the Green Arrow, so that motivated him more to even be Green Arrow.
Okay, first off, I gotta say, one, nice Arrow music in the background, but copyright! No. Shh, that's between you and me.
Also, your posters are cool.
Yeah, he has the
London
Keep Lying
Ellie
too.
card, very
Okay,
cool.
so he says that he thinks John Diggle wants to be Green Arrow because he found out about his other son from the future. Okay, so, John did find out about John Diggle Jr., which was the original
Connor
kid,
Hawke.
before Flashpoint. I don't think John ever heard about the Legends timeline from season 1 of Legends. And it's funny because that's a timeline that the Legends solved. They fixed that timeline. So there's nothing to say that that is the definite future of Arrow.
Yeah.
But we've never gone back to it either. We've only gone it once. But I love how, I don't agree with you there. And again, there's no proof that John was ever told this by the Legends that he had a future son that became the Green Arrow. What do you think about his theory?
I think it's a cool theory.
I
don't
do
know
too.
if I believe it's accurate necessarily, because John does know that he had a daughter who's now a son.
Yes.
Like, he knows a little bit about the switcheroo there. To me, that doesn't justify some of the ridiculous things that happened in that episode.
Oh, I said it backwards, didn't I? Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. But I would actually, if that was the case, I would like to see that delved into more.
Sure.
That it's important to John that he take on the mantle for that reason, and that he be a good Green Arrow as a mentor and a character to a son who's going to become a legacy character.
Sure, agreed. All right, let's see what else somebody else thought.
Arrow Season 6, Episode 17, Brothers in Arms. This episode was really intriguing. Like, I wasn't really sure about the storyline of where Oliver versus Diggle over the mantle of the Green Arrow. They went in directions I wasn't expecting. They made a decision towards the end of the episode that I was mad and also intrigued by. I'm curious to see where the show goes. There's a lot of directions they could take, and I think they're setting up some shit that's going to go down later in the rest of the season, so I'm intrigued.
Every time we see a reaction from Chainsaw Reacts, he always has a badass hat. First off, you gotta say that. He's got a Green Arrow hat. Man, I want a Green Arrow stocking hat. Guys, don't send me to a Green Arrow stocking hat.
I want a Green Arrow stocking.
Send her one. Yeah, this did set up some shit that's gonna go on the rest of the season. But I see that he kind of agrees with us that he did not expect the fight at the end.
But I really appreciated that he said that he didn't love everything that happened, but he's looking forward to where it could go from here.
Sure.
And I think that's always the best reaction to have to something that,
especially since we saw the trailer and we saw season 1 uniform coming back. Season 1 uniform.
Like, that's cool. Like, oh, maybe we all agree that we didn't love it, but there could be cool things that come out of it.
And we always want good things from the shows.
And I hope that as we truck toward the end of this season, that it's only gonna get cooler.
Let's hope.
You know?
No, rains are like this, actually.
Like a salmon ladder.
For the most part, this was just kind of an average episode of Arrow, but that one argument scene between Diggle and Oliver was really good. It was very well done. They, you could tell they had a lot of pent-up anger, and resentment for each other throughout the entire series. I mean, they were throwing blows from 5 seasons back. I love the one Oliver says about Diggle's brother. That was just really personal. But then in the episode, I kind of got pissed off because I'm tired of this back and forth between the general public finding out who Arrow is and not finding out. It's like, come on.
All right, Sawyer made some great points there. One, they were throwing some barbs from a lot of the past continuity of Arrow, which is something that's really cool. And two, I agree with you, dude. I am so tired of this secret identity. It's either it's stop playing around with it, because we did it in season 3.
Do it or don't.
Well, I've been of the opinion for a while now, Just blow up in his identity.
Which is something that happened in the comics.
Which is something that happened in the comic books. Let's do it in the show, and it's be another way to make Arrow more unique because he'll be the only one whose secret identity is out in the open, and you'll have to deal with the consequences of can he have a life if everybody knows he's the vigilante? Because look at Oliver's villains so far; they've been pretty deadly.
Yeah, and they all know about his identity. And
they all find out his identity anyway.
You know, it's kind of the thing where everyone knows his anyway. Just do it.
Yep.
I also think it's cool that Sawyer looks like he's hanging out where most of the Arrow fights take place.
What do you mean?
Well, he's standing in front of kind of an industrial building that looks like where Arrow goes to like throw down with a lot of his villains.
Just looked like a shed to me, and it sounded like it was raining. That's fine. Okay, our next question comes from VJ. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make the comment bigger here. VJ Demaria, who says, "Hey, Ashley, Jason, I love your show and think you guys are awesome." Thank you, VJ. Do you think that Arrow should do Black Mask for the season 7 villain?
Ooh, that's a neat idea.
It is a neat idea.
I like Black Mask.
Black Mask is a Batman villain who's basically a gangster who wears a skull mask. His look would fit in very well with Arrow. You wouldn't have to change his look that much.
It would, and yeah, like it fits in with sort of the darker aesthetic that we have. And also, you're getting a bigger profile villain, but who's basically just a gangster. And we know we like Oliver best not fighting supervillains, fighting like street level
guys. Like
threats, yeah.
The only problem is you'd have to do something to make him unique from Diaz. But I mean, I think he could work. And to be worst case scenario, Black Mask would actually work really well as a 1-episode villain.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like kind of like what they did with Vertigo.
Yeah.
That would be a very interesting thing. Yeah.
So yes.
Next question comes from Laura Elms. Hey, Jason and Ashley. Do you think after episode 17 that they are setting up Quentin to become mayor by the end of the season? I do think that, actually.
I hope so.
I do think that. Because, you know, I'm just saying, I just think Oliver, I'd be a good mayor. I think, you know, my girl's a lawyer.
No, she's not. She's a villain.
She can hold in the book and she can swear.
That's right.
We don't. Hey, Oliver, I'm going to tell you a way we can save. We can save on the police force. If my daughter, who's an evil Earth 2 villain,
daughter?
She's my daughter. She is just the police force. The entire. She can yell a lot. She got a superpower. I don't know if you saw that. She's got a superpower.
You know, Lance becoming the mayor has actually been a theory and something that Jason's been hoping for pretty much since Oliver's become the mayor.
Yeah.
Ironically, I think you're onto something in your joke, Mr. Lance.
Yeah.
I really think that if Quentin does become the mayor, I think terrible Laurel becomes his legal counsel for sure.
You know, this hooch is the only reason why I think Black Siren's a good idea to have in my home.
Where do you get it
from? Earth 3.
Okay, great.
It's the hooch. It's the hooch plan.
Who makes it for you there?
Huh?
Who makes your hooch on Earth 3?
I don't know. The Ramon kid, Siski gets it. I don't know.
Siski.
That kid.
Great. Isn't that what Breacher calls him? Siski.
I don't know who that guy is.
That's okay.
Let's go on to the next question. Tidy88. Do you think we'll ever see Wonder Woman on Legends? This has nothing to do with Arrow, but I just thought it was a good question. Sorry. I broke the streak. Tidy88. Do you think we'll ever see Wonder Woman on Legends due to the Themyscirians appearing? I spelled that wrong. It's no worry. Themyscira is a hard word to spell. No.
I don't think so, which is a bummer. I think we talked about this during the Helen of Troy episode.
Well, we just saw the finale. Helen of Troy came back.
But I think we talked about this specifically during her episode that if we're gonna see other Amazonians, it's probably not gonna be Diana.
It's probably gonna be Artemis.
We'd mentioned that we'd like to see Artemis.
It's probably gonna be Artemis or Donna. It could be Donna, but Donna's a character that could be used in the movie very easily.
Donna might also appear on Titans.
Oh, that's fair.
We don't know.
That's fair. Sadly, I think the answer is no. I really think that these shows can't touch the Trinity.
I also think the Themyscira,
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
The Themyscira moment. I think that was a gift. I think that was the most we're ever going to get from it. I don't think we're ever going back there, unfortunately.
Guys, also, don't forget to give us questions for next week. Yes. We want to answer your questions. We want great questions. We also want to open up great mail. So don't worry. Check out the P.O. box that is flashing on the screen. Thank you so much for your questions. Also, go down below this video, click subscribe, check out that Stardust link, and start sending me your reactions.
And if you want more exclusive geeky content, why not check out patreon.com/job and join us in the Hall of Justice.
And stick around because we have another Arrow review coming later tonight. Maybe Lance could be mayor? Maybe?